Scotland, 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 eh? The old country. Steve Clarke at the helm. But will it work out? Alright, let's look at another video, and this one is going to be a preview for the Cyprus game at the weekend, Scotland versus Cyprus, at Hampden Park, and I am going. My dad kindly got us tickets to go to the game. I didn't really think I was going to be going to this game at all, but surprised me a couple of weeks ago and got me tickets to go, and I'll be doing a vlog for it as I usually do, and I'll be there to watch Steve Clarke's first official game in charge of Scotland as the new Scotland manager, of course, and seeing what it's like to see a proper manager manage Scotland, because I don't think we've really had this sort of feeling about a Scotland manager, or at least a new appointment of a Scotland manager, in a long time. I think even when Gordon Strachan was appointed, I don't think there was much optimism really about it, or the same amount of optimism, and definitely not when Alex McLeish was appointed, in charge, and then when he left. Nobody ever really had any sort of sympathy for him, and I think the appointment of Steve Clarke, it was massively needed for the country, because the positivity is now reigning supreme over Scotland in terms of we want to go into this tournament now and really see where we can kick on and hopefully still qualify in some way for a European competition, and hopefully under Steve Clarke we can now do that. As we all know, the Kilmarnock stuff, it's well documented what he did there, and we now just need to hope that he can bring that into the national team. Of course, he's made his Scotland kind of squad announcement. He's got the squad that he's going to bring into these games against Cyprus and Belgium, and I'm not going to do one of these videos where I'm going to nitpick everything that he's done in the squad, certain players that he's picked or stuff like that, because for him it's probably a learning curve as well to see what'll work and what won't. At the end of the day, it's his first Scotland squad announcement that he's had to make. Of course he would have his own opinions on certain players before he picked that squad, but it's about finding out what works in the Scotland team that he wants to deploy. So who am I to really kind of criticise it right now, because at the end of the day players play differently when they go and play for their country. For example, even just last night, and obviously it's a Scotland video, we're bringing up England now, but Marcus Rashford playing for England as opposed to playing for Manchester United, they looked like different players when you watched last night's game. You wouldn't have thought that was the same Marcus Rashford, for example. So players do play differently when they go and play for the national team as to when they play for their club. For example, a Scotland example, Ollie McBurney playing for Swansea, scores a decent amount of goals at English Championship level, but then has never really looked like a national team striker when he's played for Scotland, when he's been called up. So there's players like that who you just don't know what you're going to get for them when they pull on that Scotland shirt. So we'll find out more when we see these two games and see what type of formation Steve Clarke goes with, what kind of system he plays, and how these players fit into that system, and who plays better, who plays well, stuff like that. And I just don't really want to go into much things this coming season, considering how much negativity has been around my club, Dunfermline, and Scotland as a whole. Obviously Dunfermline had a horrendous season and it was mainly a negative season, and Scotland having Alex McLeish as the manager, it was all a sort of negative bubble that I was in last season. So I want to kind of try and go into a lot of things with more optimism now. So hopefully with the Dunfermline side of things I can do that more, and that's what I'm certainly trying to do. But with the Scotland thing as well, I want to go into these sort of games thinking that, well, it's a fresh page, and just go into it and hope that the best outcome comes. I don't know what else we can really do, because at the end of the day we've not seen Scotland succeed in the 21st century. Really, we've seen them do okay in parts, but then never really made it to that end goal, and that end goal obviously has to be qualifying for a European competition. And if we can do that under Steve Clarke, it's obviously a massive improvement on anything we've seen in this 21st century. And for me, it'll be a big improvement on anything I've ever seen supporting Scotland, because I've literally never seen us qualify for anything. But anyway, I digress. We need to go into this with optimism, hope that Steve Clarke can get the best out of these group of players for Scotland, and eventually, whether it's the next possible European competition, whether it's the World Cup in 2022, we just need to hope that he can take us to some form of European competition. Hopefully not get very close and stumble at the final hurdle again, because that's been the whole picture with Scotland in the 21st century, and that's the bubble we need to try and break out of now. So fingers crossed for the campaign. And Cyprus, the opponents, it should be a relatively easier game. Of course, Cyprus and then Belgium. You know which one's the hardest game out of those two. Cyprus at Hampden, you should really be winning this game. So I went onto Twitter and simply asked predictions for Scotland versus Cyprus. Put Scotland win, draw, Cyprus win. And as you can clearly see, the vote was quite unanimous. 92% going for a Scotland win, 5% for a draw and 3% for a Cyprus win. The last time we played them was in 2011 in a friendly and we won 2-1. We had Kenny Miller and Jamie Mackey goal sealing the 2-1 win that day. I think it was an away victory, so I don't think this one was at Hampden back in 2011, but this one we certainly need to be looking at it in the same vein as we looked at the Kazakhstan and San Marino games. And of course those two games didn't exactly go very well. San Marino was very disappointing because they're the lowest ranked side in the world and we only defeated them 2-0 away from home. And Kazakhstan, of course, away from home as well, but a 3-0 loss to that lot. So that's the kind of feeling that we've had as Scotland fans in recent months under Alex McLeish. Cyprus is a similar vein of opponent and we should be going into this one just thinking that we're going to win it. Not in terms of the team, they should obviously be going into it thinking that it's still going to be a hard game and don't take the opposition lightly. But us as fans, we will be expecting a win, and there is no doubt that this Scotland team is very much capable of doing that. And obviously in the last couple of months with the Kazakhstan, San Marino games, we've been thinking the exact same thing, but there is no doubt that realistically Scotland and the squad at their disposal should be beating teams like that. And that was why there was a massive disappointment with results like Kazakhstan, of course, we're losing it, and even only beating San Marino 2-0, because we know what this squad's capable of. Hopefully for Steve Clarke's sake that the result doesn't go against him, because I think this is a very important game for him in terms of just getting off to the right sort of start. And it's very important that, especially against Cyprus, we can just get the win and go into that Belgium game at least feeling a bit more positive than we would generally going in against Belgium. So with the players at Steve Clarke's disposal and the fact that Steve Clarke is a better manager than Alex McLeish for one, I do think that we have more scope to be more optimistic going into this game against Cyprus. My score prediction for this game, I never usually do score predictions really, because I didn't really like predicting games that I actually care about, especially doing filming ones, because if you get that wrong then you look a bit of a pillock. But this one I'm going to go quite confident and say a 2-0 Scotland win. Feel confident about the boys, and hopefully Steve Clarke at the helm can bring a sense of positivity into the squad, the fans, and just the whole vibe. So 2-0 Scotland, one of the boys. And then Belgium, it's a kind of free hit if I'm being honest, because they are undoubtedly one of the best teams in the world at the moment. So we just need to go into it and see what happens in that one. It's not the worst case scenario if we do lose that one, because I don't think many people will be expecting us to do much more in that one than just be there and compete the best we can. Go over to Twitter and drop my Twitter a follow, because I'm regularly posting on there. I post a lot more things than just what I would on YouTube and stuff like that. So if you want a bit more insight into my thoughts on football, general life, anything like that, go and drop my Twitter a follow. It's worth your while, I would imagine. If it's no, then unfollow me at any point, because at the end of the day, it's your choice. But that's it for this video guys. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like. Comment down below your score prediction for the Scotland game coming up against Cyprus. And then if you want, talk about the Belgium game as well, and what your hopes are for this kind of reign under Steve Clarke, because it's an interesting one and I want to see what the kind of general consensus is of you lot, because you seem to be a level-headed bunch. So let me know what you think about the whole appointment of Steve Clarke, the games coming up, and what you hope for the future. Subscribe for more of this type of content, and until the next video, which will be the matchday vlog, I'll be uploading it on Sunday morning though, because I will get back very late on Saturday night as it's a late kick-off in Glasgow and it'll be hard to get back in time to upload it on the Saturday night. So watch out for Sunday morning, the matchday vlog for Scotland vs Cyprus, Steve Clarke's first game in charge. I'll see you then. Cheers, guys.